Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome back to another video for Marvel Strike Force. Now, with the latest updates, the patch notes advised that both Okoye and M'Baku would be coming to the game. Unfortunately, it's only M'Baku whose kit we can see at the moment. Okoye's still not there at all. Now, alongside that, we were told that we would be getting some changes to Black Panther's kit, and I've checked and there has actually been some changes to it. So in this video, what I'll do, I'll start off first having a quick look at the Black Panther changes because there's not many of them. Once we've done that, we'll have a quick look at M'Baku's kit and see how he looks like he's going to come out. But first off, let's have a look at Black Panther and see how he's changed. So Black Panther then is a character that's really strong as it is, and I was a little bit worried when I did hear they were going to make changes. Now thankfully there's not been any kind of nerf, there's been no change to his awesome passive. Now we'll start off looking at the passive first. This is where we'll see the first change. So on dropping below 50% of max health, you gain +1 charged up to a maximum of 5. Previously you just charged yourself the one time. Now why do you get 5 charges? We'll see in just a moment. Also with this, you still retain that on kill you fill your speed bar by 100%, so I'm happy with that. And then on defense up, you gain deflect, so it looks to be a strong part of the kit, and I imagine Shuri will be the one that actually provides that. And if you think back to Killmonger, he can get the assist via defense up as well, so they're really going quite strong in that aspect. But that is a passive. Let's check out the ultimate now, and we can see where the change in the 5 charges come into effect here. So you've got the usual attack on the primary target and then potentially chaining when you're charged. Instead, attack all enemies for 220% damage, then lose charged, and this attack gains 20% damage per charge. So you can get up to 5 charges, meaning in total if you were to drop down and then go above and drop down and go above, and I imagine the charges will persist in raids over various nodes, then you could fire this off and do 320% damage. So in that respect, it could be quite nice, and it looks like you'll be wanting to hold on to the ultimate and save it for some of the harder nodes. But that's the only change we have there. It's still got the piercing and the additional crit chance. So that's Black Panther. Let's check out M'Baku now and see how his kit is. We'll start off here with the actual description and the traits. They're simple enough. So the noble leader of the Jabari tribe who protects his own and relentlessly assaults his enemies. The traits are what you would expect. It's hero, global, mystic, protector and Wakandan. So nothing that really stands out there. We know the Wakandan one is going to be one that's strong in raids. If we look at the stats, I've compared them on my spreadsheet. So his health without a doubt comes out at an A, it's potentially even an A+. That is to be expected for a protector. His damage is down at a D, again that's to be expected. Armour comes out, I think it's just pushing in to an A rating there. His Achilles heel looks to be his resistance. His focus and resistance are both 46 exactly, so that's an F for focus. Isn't relevant because he's not cleansing or actually applying any kind of debuffs. Resistance will be quite relevant. It'll be relatively easy to lock down. His resistance comes in at an E rating. If you look at the rest of his kit here, he's got the normal crit damage and chance. Speed is 88, which would be an F, but for a protector class it's not actually bad that they're slower because it means the taunt is up for longer. You just need to have your character surviving long enough, so they can be a little bit susceptible to burst damage, but it is by and large better for a protector not to be too fast. If we keep scrolling through his kit here, characters generally have a block amount of only 10%, whereas M'Baku actually has 25%, and when we get to look at his passive, this is really interesting. He's going to be a character that could be really quite difficult to pull down. Let's actually have a look now at his abilities. So we'll start off with the basic. This one here is a bit of a strange one, to be honest. It's called Cudgel Slam, strange enough name, but with the description, you attack the primary target, maxed out at level 7 it will be for 310% damage, on target dodge, so like a Spider-Man, or if you've got a character like maybe Nebula that's got evade that also works like a dodge, then you would bonus attack for 310% damage as well. So essentially you hit the target, if they dodge it or evade it, then you'll hit them again. So unless they dodge again, then you'll be doing that damage to them. It's really just an unavoidable attack. It seems a bit of a strange way to work around that. They could have just made it unavoidable as opposed to making it the way it is. Unless I'm missing something. If I am, let me know in the comments below, but that's how I see it. I see it as an unavoidable attack because you'll only be doing the damage once at most. You then have the special, and this is always the taunt. So this is called Call of the Mountain. Now this one here, when we actually add everything up, you can see there's a fair bit. So firstly you gain taunt, that's to be expected. You gain 2 charged, this will be relevant when we look at the passive. You gain 2 counter, and the skill will only cost 3 ability energy to actually cast when it's maxed out at level 7, and it's at level 7 that you're gaining 2 charged when you actually use it. And the charged, it's going to be really quite important to his kit. It's going to massively pull down the amount of damage he takes. Yes, that's one that could be worth maxing out, and also with a low 3 turn cooldown, if you can place him a team potentially providing energy, you'll have a really high uptime on that taunt. Now next up we have the ultimate. This particular one, it's simple enough, although the tooltip is a little bit strange. So on its own really, with this you attack the primary target and all adjacent targets, and it works out at 320% damage when it's maxed out. The part of the wording I really don't understand, and I've read it multiple times, is on kill you chain to target adjacent to primary and attack that target and all adjacent targets for 100% damage. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything there. I have read it a few times. I could just be tired because it's a long day. That really doesn't make sense to me. So one more time. So on kill, this part enough is simple. However, chain to target adjacent to primary and attack that target and all adjacent targets for 100% damage. I'm not sure if you just jump to the next character and do 100% damage on them. It's one I'll need to test out to see, but overall this does 320% damage. But really your protector classes aren't there for damage, they're there to do some protecting. So let's check out the passive. This is really interesting, this one. So with the passive then, very similar to both Black Panther and Killmonger's kit, you have a bonus effect on defense up. Now on M'Baku's case, on defense up he would heal for its 15% of max health. That's when he's maxed out at level 5 for the passive. 15% given his health pool being up at an A, could be round about between 20 and 30,000 health at 7 stars, so it could be really nice there. Now if you're already at max health, then you'll gain an additional 1 defense up. Now the really interesting and important part of his kit is when we get to this next section. So while you're charged, you gain an additional 100% block chance. That's when it's maxed out at level 5. A block just acts the same as a deflect. Also with this you would gain 10% block amount per charge. So if you can gain up to 5 charges, that's you gaining an additional 50% block amount. If we think back to his stats, rather than having 10% base block amount, he has 25%. So at 5 charges, you have a 100% chance to actually block attack, and you will reduce the damage by 75%, which is absolutely insane. If he has defense up on him again, then you'll barely be able to scratch him, to be honest. He could be really pretty tricky. As he gains, or as he takes additional attacks, then that block amount will drop down, because you can see on block you lose 1 charge. So you'll start off 5 charges, 75% block amount, then it goes down to 65, then 55, and then it just works its way down until all these charges are gone and he's back down at that 25% there. That's really pretty interesting, and he looks like a character that I think could be really pretty tricky to take down. And on the plus side, it means he'll be a real powerhouse when it comes to raids and keeping your team alive. Now with this particular video, and also the video I've done earlier on today, you've probably noticed the sound sounds a little bit odd. It sounds like I'm in a massive aircraft hangar potentially. Now I'm not in an aircraft hangar or anything like that. I am currently, I'm doing up the loft. So I've spent a lot of time up in this loft. I actually work from home on some occasions now, which means on certain days if I'm working and then I'm going straight from work to do videos afterwards, I can be up in the loft for around about 12 hours. So for that reason, I figured I would spoil myself and I would actually do it up a little bit. That's the reason we've got the massive echo, because all the carpets, I lifted them up, and it was yesterday, I lifted them, and I'll be getting a new one delivered tomorrow and the sound will be back to normal. But let's actually just show off some of the pictures so you can actually see my man cave here, and if enough people want to see more once it's done, I can do a little tour as a video as well. But here we go, let's check it out. So I'll show off some before and after shots here, and I will mention the red in the walls were like that when we actually moved into the house. I didn't choose that colour at all. So at this point, painted all the walls white, freshened them up. I've still got the old carpet, got the old walls. I'll actually show you the bulk of the loft now. So this is where I spend most of my day. At this point you can see I've been decorating away. I've got my LED strip lighting, not got that installed just yet, and I've got the feature wall that I've yet to wallpaper. So the wallpaper I was able to get, I was very surprised the wife allowed me to get it, but check this out. So there we go. I managed to get the wallpaper that will generally be on the wall of probably a 10-year-old child, but I was allowed to get it, and it really does look pretty awesome. I'll show you off the main loft as well. So this was me testing out the setup then, just pushing everything back into place before I ripped up the carpet, and as mentioned I'll be replacing it, and that's the reason for the echo. But we've got the strip lighting, playing a little bit of Warhammer to relax, quite enjoying that at the moment, and that's my setup anyway. So that's the reason, just in case you were curious, why there is a massive echo in the video, and again it should be sorted by tomorrow. But I hope this video has been insightful anyway. Thanks for tuning in, I'll see you all again soon.